Long ago, high atop a mountain in Thessaly, there lived a centaur named Chiron. He was wise and beloved, a teacher who shared his wisdom with all who came to learn the lessons of the gods. One of those who sat at Chiron's feet was Jason, the son of King Aeson of Iolcus, who had been dethroned by the evil warrior Peleus many years before. When Jason learned all that Chiron had to teach, he set out to reclaim the throne of his family. He had not traveled far when he came upon a flood-swollen stream. Although Jason could see the danger of crossing, one false step and he would be swept under the currents, he was determined to press on. Just as he began to step into the swirling waters, he felt a nearby presence. It was an ugly old woman.
Young man, I too must cross to the other side, but I am too weak to cross myself. Would you carry me?
Jason thought of the added danger, but to him it did not matter. Carefully stepping on the stones, he bravely ventured across the rushing waters, the old woman on his shoulders. Somewhat later, on the opposite shore, the young man lay collapsed on the ground, barely able to catch his breath. After several moments, he recovered enough to notice that he had lost one of his sandals in the stream.
I was responsible for losing it, not you,
said an unfamiliar voice. To his astonishment, Jason saw the old hag changing into a beautiful woman. It was Hera, wife of the great god Zeus. She told Jason that because he had carried her across the stream, the gods would now smile upon him in his quest. And then she disappeared into thin air. For many months, Jason continued his journey, until at last he found himself before the loathsome Peleus. The evil ruler immediately spied Jason's bare foot, as did his oracle, the fortune-teller who had prophesied that the king would one day fall to a youth wearing but one sandal.
And who are you?
I am Jason, son of Aeson. I have come to claim my rightful crown.
I yield my crown only to the person worthy of it. But it is not easy to devise a test to determine such worthiness.
If a person would bring back the golden fleece of Colchis, surely that would prove him worthy enough, don't you think?
The evil king agreed. He did not know how the idea came to Jason, nor in fact did Jason know himself. But both did know that the golden fleece was found at the northern edge of the known world in faraway Colchis. Both also knew that it was guarded by a fierce, fire-breathing dragon that burned anyone who dared set foot near the fleece. And so Peleus eagerly sent the young man on the quest. Jason gathered the greatest of the Greek heroes and heroines for the journey. The adventurers, called the Argonauts, escaped a number of perils and battled many grotesque creatures on their voyage. But at last they reached their destination, Colchis, an uncivilized land ruled by Aeetes, a cunning, deceitful wizard incapable of speaking the truth.
You may have the fleece, but Zeus has told me personally that those who covet this prize must first plant these dragon teeth in the fields of Ares.
Now as it happened, the king's daughter, Medea, was nearby as he spoke these words, and she knew the terrible magic of the dragon's teeth. As it also happened, Medea fell in love with Jason as soon as she saw him. And so she told the young adventurer how to escape the horrible events that would occur if he followed her father's instructions.
As soon as the teeth are planted, they will grow into a regiment of warriors. The soldiers will then advance upon you and your companions. They will slay all of you unless you throw the bronze helmet that held the dragon's teeth into their midst. If you do so, each warrior will turn upon another with such ferocity that within moments all will be found lifeless on the ground.
And so it was. When Jason returned to Aeetes, the evil king publicly stated that the young adventurer could now lay claim to the fleece. But in secret, he instructed his soldiers to slay Jason and the rest of the Argonauts as they slept on their ship. Fortunately, Medea overheard the plan, quickly rushed to Jason, and told him to bring the golden-haired musician, Orpheus, to a nearby forest as soon as darkness settled over Colchis. That having been done, the three, with Medea leading the way, rode for several hours deeper and deeper into the woods, until at last they found themselves confronted by the dragon. Just as Jason was about to draw his sword to do battle, Medea told him that instead Orpheus should play his lyre. And he did. And as he played, the musician's sweet tune worked its magic upon the horrid beast, and he soon fell fast asleep. Jason's chance had come. Within a short time, he was on his way back to Iolcus. Peleus, having made his promise in public, had no choice other than to surrender his crown. In truth, there was no choice at all, for the great god Zeus and his wife Hera had ordained the entire adventure in order that the golden fleece would be returned to its rightful place, to the city of Iolcus.